What is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Panthers Advice. Today, man, came out the latest unofficial depth chart. We're going to take a look at this tomorrow, but this is potentially what we're getting into. Today's video is going to be about CT, all right? But this is the unofficial latest depth chart, as you see right here. Offense, defense right here. We'll talk about it on our next video, potentially tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But today, man, we got to talk about CT, a.k.a. Corey Thornton from the Louisville. Now, here's the thing about him. Undrafted free agent, all right, came in the spring, didn't really know what we were getting. You heard glimpses, right, where he did good in training camp, the one-on-ones. But the thing with that is, kind of like defensive linemen, they'll do good, right, when there's no pads and the offensive linemen can't get their hands on them, right? So with DBs, one-on-ones, sometimes they play better, right, man-to-man, zone coverage. I don't really know what I'm getting. But against the Browns, he showed me man was good, zone was good, and then his ability to understand the game as it developed, right, was good as well. We're going to break that down a little bit. Let's jump into the video, though. First play we're going to look at. One thing I want to point out real quick. I want you to look kind of how the Panthers are playing this, all right? Two wide look, probably looking at a cover six. Half right here, bang. Half right there, quarter, right, bang for the quarter, and then the quarter. Remember this pre-snap right here, all right? Then sometimes a backside man-to-man right there. So first play, you see the Browns, a little motion right there. What they're trying to do right here is bring the defense over here to the left side, right? And then bang, go backside to the right. So take a look what happens on this play right here. Looking left, going right. And who was he going to Deontay Johnson? Now, here's the thing right here. Deontay beats him off the release. Am I worried about that? Not even remotely, because putting away pass judgment and everything else, when it comes to Deontay Johnson, he's a top 10 route runner in the NFL. Other things hold him back from being a top 10 receiver, if we're being honest. He's a top 10 route runner by far, if not higher. But certain things hold him back. So to have CT right here lose the release, I'm not worried. What I want to see now is, okay, you lost step one, can you recover in step two? So take a look what happens right here. Deontay Johnson's essentially going to get him to bite outside. And if you look right here, you can see he's going to plant that outside foot, CT is. And the second Deontay Johnson sees that, bang, he's cutting in, all right? But how does CT recover? And take a look right here. He recovers pretty nice, because if Deontay Johnson were to actually hold on to this thing, look where that ball's going to go, right? That ball's going to come out here. That's going to give CT a chance to smack it away. So first play right here, he gets beat off the release. I fully expected that. But how do you recover? Pretty well to me. Let's keep this thing going. Next play we're going to look at right here. Similar look to what we saw before, except this time Mike J's kind of playing underneath, as you see right there. You're going to have CT up here. Now this was, I believe, 3rd and 6 right here. We're going to let it run. We'll break it down after. Browns get pretty cute right here. We're going to take our inside receiver, push him deep, right? They want to try and carry Trevin. If they can do that, bang, we're going to try and go underneath, right? So take a look what happens. Inside receiver goes deep. Trevin doesn't worry about him. Instead, he checks that outside receiver, run that back. Doesn't worry about the inside receiver because Christian has that. Now, I know this video is about CT, right, Mr. Thornton, but I like right here is that we're covering each other. And what I mean by that is, how many times last year did we expect the safety to drop down, right? The DB picks them up, or vice versa, right? Right here we see Trevin. He trusts Christian right there to pick up or travel with that inside receiver going deep. All right, Trevin's going to slow down this receiver right here and then pick up that running back. And Christian does a great job right here, traveling deep. Bang, he's going to break. Now, I know you're like, okay, this video is about CT. Watch CT right here, all right? Watch when he breaks. You see Shador's about to throw it? Look at CT. He's breaking on that thing. Christian obviously does his job. He cleans up really well. But overall, the Panthers defense in general, I like this right here because the Browns get cute, right? We're going to push it deep. All right, we're going to have our hitch route right here and a little flat right there. Everybody does their job to a T, right? Nicely done right there. I like seeing CT in zone coverage, ready to break on the ball. The second Shador throws it. Let's keep it going. So what did I mention before, right? A similar look. A cover 6 look once again, right? Half, bang, quarter, and quarter right here, backside, man-to-man. You know where Shador is going to go, right? Right, so he's going to look front side. Gonna bring that safety to bite over here to the left side, and he's gonna go backside. He's gonna test Corey one-on-one. No chance. Now, what do I like about Corey when it comes to man coverage? His ability to get physical. Now, off the release, he's not the fastest guy, right? But if you do it right, technique can beat speed if you get to the QB, right? If you give speed all day, speed will eventually win. But technique can beat speed if you get to the QB, all right? And take a look what happens right here. So off the release, the receiver goes inside, bang, bounces it back out. And what I like is how CT uses his body and uses the sideline as his friend, right? The receiver right here, he can't keep trying to run out of bounds, right? So at some point, he has to turn that thing in. Well, because CT has that wide frame, he's just going to run right into him. And look at that. CT is running right there with them. So from the beginning till the end of the play, CT is right there, right? Using that sideline as his friend, forcing that receiver to run that thing back in. Woo, man, nicely done, man. Nicely done. Let's keep this thing going. And what did I tell you? Just like we saw in the previous plays, this time CT plays a little bit off. And look at this right here. You see what I'm saying? He's been in the same position how many times now? So we saw him against this slant route, the go route. And right here's the reverse. And you're going to see Deontay Johnson completely whiffs, right? Look at this. He tries to stick one arm out, whiffs on the block right there. And the thing is with Deontay Johnson is a very good route runner, so you kind of have to be careful. And I think that's what happens right here. Take a look. All right, ball snapped. He's like, okay, I'm going to backpedal so I don't get beat off the rip. Look what happens next. Like, okay, they're not passing. Deontay Johnson isn't really running, so he's not selling that route. CT sees something in the backfield. Look at him break, recognize. You see what I'm saying? On this play right here, what I like right here is the communication, right? Also like CT making the tackle right there, but run that thing back real quick, all right? What I like is the communication. So they're going to motion the tight end over. The communication right here between Damani, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, and CT is very important. And what that tells me right here when the ball is snapped, all right, so they motion the tight end over. Outside receiver is going to go deep, which probably means Damani's going to travel with that. All right, and then inside receiver is going to break underneath the tight end. And look at CT going down and make the tackle. I love the communication because the Panthers secondary, it was rough last year giving up big plays. And right here, you see exactly what happens. If he goes deep, bang, Damani's going to pick him up. All right, which means CT is going to play underneath of that tight end. And look at him break. Woo, look at him break, man. Good stuff right there. Next play, we're going to see CT, man coverage once again. All right, ball's not to him, but what I like is he's on top of that receiver from the beginning to the end. Okay, take a look at this once again. From the beginning, right? Receiver goes outside. CT's right there with them. And you see he's going to get physical in that 5 yards, right? Receiver's at what, the 40? He's going to get physical. And when you start to run into something, it's going to slow you down. It's going to wear you out. Tries to go out. CT was going to be on that. Man coverage, man. This dude. Let's keep it going right here. Potentially. All right, cover 3 look. And look at CT breaking once again. I'm going to pause it right here. Shador's not even throwing it. But look at CT right here. Again, Shador's not throwing it. Look at CT. Let the play develop. Doesn't over pursue, right? Take a look at this one more time. Receiver goes in, tries to bounce it back out. He's all over that. The other thing I love right here is his stance. So we all know that Avira loves to play 10 yards off, right? It's no secret. But what I like is the second he sees that receiver, start to slow up, we're breaking. We're breaking like that. Right? Bang. We're breaking on the ball. Bang. Now, do I love this on a 3rd and 3? Absolutely not. Right now, playing 10 yards off and breaking like that. But what I love is the second he sees him break, we're immediately running towards him and making that tackle. And we're going to go back to man coverage right here. Now, the receiver on top of the screen isn't going to get the ball. Let me highlight that real quick. The receiver right here isn't going to get the ball. But right here is one where CT is going to win. Right? This is that one-on-one where you see somebody press and they can't get off of it, and it's GG's, right? I mean, this dude cannot get off the press right here. It was over. Over. All right. If he beats you on the press right here, top of the screen once again, take a look what happens right here. If he beats you, it's a wrap. You're done, right? Right here, they get physical. It feels like every receiver that I see nowadays, all right, Justin Jefferson talked on this actually the other day, but every receiver does these little double moves. And the reason that's a problem is if you're not hauling that thing straight after or a comeback route or a post route, and you're running what, a 5-yard slant, give or take, or an in route against a physical DB like CT right here, it's not going to matter what you do at the line, right? Because you're not turning that thing straight upfield. You're going at an angle. He's going to get his hands on you within 5 yards, and then he's going to break on that thing, right? So you can keep doing these little double moves, but if you're not flying right after you do it, it's over. Because look, he now can't run straight because he does the double move right here. If he runs straight, he's going to run into CT right here, which is going to slow him down. So now he has to get off of him, right? Bang, break in. You see what I'm saying? You see what I'm saying? I think right here is our last play. All right. Just like we saw before. The ball snapped right here, empty backfield set. And what I like is just how quick he is. Now, you're like, okay, where's he at? He's up here, top of your screen. My fault. Should have said that before. Receiver's going to break. Stumbles for a second. Regroups, breaks on it. I mean, he's right there on it. So, final thoughts on CT are this, right? Depth chart also coming in the next video. Stay tuned for that. CT, man, he's one hell of a player. The only thing I'm remotely concerned about is his speed if he gets beat over the top. But honestly, I'm not that concerned. You saw man coverage. You saw zone coverage. You saw him play against the run, right? There's a lot to like about him in week 1 of the preseason alone. So let me know your thoughts. That's going to wrap it up. Panthers Advice is out. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Take it easy. Peace.